Yep, whenever you're ready.
Roll call.
Welcome first.
I've ever done welcome. I'm not a welcome kind of guy. I don't ever remember welcome. I kind of just go right into it.
Okay, roll call.
Yes, thank you.
Kevin
But
Scully.
welcome, everybody.
Present.
Marcy Daniel. Present. Chip Postiglione.
Present.
Steve Thaw.
Present.
John Seeley.
Present.
Thank you very much. We have a quorum.
Do the Pledge of Allegiance. For everyone's information, please make note where the fire exits are behind you. Just turn around and just in case something happens, check them all out. And new project first up is 701 Lakes Road, Monroe, New York.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
So why don't you give us a synopsis what you're trying to accomplish here?
Sorry to drag everybody out this evening. Sorry to drag everyone out this evening, being the only project, but we're happy to be before the board presenting this project. It seems to be a theme for me the last few projects. We have a pre-existing non-conforming conditions of this property, which have come to light because of architectural plans that we submitted to the building department for two additions that will be added onto the building. To the house. The two additions can be found to the north of the, one addition can be found to the north of the house, and the other addition is found to the south. The one to the north is about, 440 square feet. The one to the south is 244 square feet. These additions in themselves are not contrary to the zoning code, but yet it triggered some pre-existing conditions that are non-conforming to the current zoning code. The first is the front yard, not the front yard setback. The first is the lot width. So the required lot width for this zone is 150 square feet, 150 linear feet, and the existing lot has a measurement of 138.8 feet. That's existing. It has nothing to do with the additions that we are adding onto this house. The second variance that we would be requesting is for lot coverage. Now, this actually is interesting. The lot coverage required by the zone is, I believe, 15%. The existing lot coverage is 20.4%. Now, Town of Monroe includes all impervious pavement, decks, everything in their lot coverage, which is at times, very stringent. So when we calculate everything that's on the existing plan, we come to approximately 20.4% of lot coverage. The addition to the north of the house actually covers over some of the impervious area that's included in the existing lot coverage. So that 447 square feet is a wash. The addition that we're adding covers the same amount of existing impervious pavement. Then the impervious pavement to the east of that northern addition, actually in square footage, equates to the same amount or similar to the addition that we're adding on the south, which is 244 square feet. So it was paradoxical and yet coincidental that the lot coverage that we're requesting is pretty much the same. Any difference is negligible and really non-discernible. So we would be asking for the board to actually just grant that 20.4% lot coverage that exists and that will also exist with the two additions.
What's there currently?
How? What,
I know it's a house.
no, I meant
The impervious, where
20.4% of the lot. So,
no, but I mean, what is it?
it is
Ariel?
14,529 square feet. If you look at the chart on the top of C2.
No, I mean, like, physically, what is it? Like, is it a patio?
Oh, it's the house, it's the deck, it's the driveway that comes
Okay.
off of the street.
Okay,
Yeah, it's the concrete pavement in the back.
okay.
It's everything that the town of Monroe includes as impervious.
I could see it. Basically, that driveway comes in and it wraps
Yeah.
around that side of the house,
On the north side of the
on the
house.
north side, and you're removing all of that and then putting in the addition on the north and the south. I see it.
Right, the north addition blocks the remaining portion of the impervious pavement. So in our existing conditions plan on C1, we call for that to be removed. Removing that area and then inculcating the southern addition actually comes out to a wash. Oh, it's negligible. So if the board, if it was agreeable with the board, we would ask that you just keep the 20.4% lot coverage.
When you say negligible, like, about how much, like, are we talking like a tenth? Okay.
That's why you have the engineers. They love to calculate that to the minuscule, but it probably less than 5%, less than 1%. Other than that, all the setback requirements are met as per the zoning code. Everything else complies with the code for this zone. And also, I believe you have the letter from the building department referring us to the ZBA, to the zoning board. It was included in our package.
Do you have any plans of the additions that are proposing here?
Yes, actually, we prepared those plans. We prepared those plans and submitted them to the building department. We can also submit them to you, but that's what triggered the referral to the zoning board. But to answer your question, Chip, yeah, we have them.
You know, from when I was looking at this earlier today, it's really pretty cut and dry. I think the two questions, or the two comments that I thought of immediately was the calculation of the lot coverage. And who did the calculations?
Our office.
Your office there. So alls I see is, you know, just your results here in your table.
Yes.
I think I try to, if nothing, I try to remain consistent, right? So unless the board has, the rest of the members on the board think differently, and I'm open to that. And when I say consistently, we always usually like to see the plans of what's going to go in with the package, like we've done in the past. So moving forward, I'd like to see those. And I'd kind of like to see the work on those calculations of the lot coverage. Not saying that what you're saying is not true. It's just too coincidental for me.
I could see the reason. We looked at it like 3 times, even again today, just to double check ourselves. Sure enough, I mean, it came down to a really minuscule difference. If you would like to have a breakdown from the existing, the existing house, pervious pavement, decks, and everything versus what's being proposed, we could provide that in the next submission. And in the architectural plans, if it's agreeable with the board, there are quite a few plans. There's elevations, plumbing details, things like that. So is it okay if we just provide the actual floor plan?
Yeah.
Without the complete set?
Yes.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, more, how it's going to fit in, how it's
Sure.
going to look aesthetically with that. So, yeah, that would be fine.
Not a problem.
Those are the two things that jumped off to me when I reviewed this earlier. So, does anyone else on the board have any comments or?
Can you hear me? Now it's better. I just have a comment with regards to, I agree with you, Chip, that we should be able to see what the plans are. Could you briefly tell us what the plans are?
Oh, sure. Northern addition is an extension of. There's quite a few jokes that could be lining up with that one, right? But we'll just get back to business at hand.
On TV.
The northern, Marcy, the northern addition is an extension of the living room. So the living room right now is in the front, and it'll extend more towards that north side. And the southern addition is a bedroom addition, and it's 2-story.
I just had one question on the plans, David. I know you were kind enough to give us the C2 and the C1. And the C1, I'm sorry, I got to stay on the mic. The C1 shows that whole area of macadam on the north side to be removed. And then on the C2, it shows in blue what the dwelling is, but it still seems to show the part of the driveway that continues out there.
Ghost.
Is that,
We'll remove that. I actually, it's interesting you brought that up. I have that noted on mine too. It's an AutoCAD layer kind of thing, so we'll make sure that delineation is removed.
But when that's removed, that makes up for the south addition.
Correct.
All right, that's what I was getting confused on, because I didn't see any coverage, but now I understand.
Yeah. Can I show the board? So this area here makes up for this addition here. And this, the northern addition actually places what's already there as the driveway.
Yeah, because when I saw the original one, I didn't see any coverage for the south addition, but you're taking that part out. So, okay, I understand. Now it makes sense to me.
Yes, we can revise the plan and resubmit along with the calcs and the architectural floor plan.
As far as the impervious surface, that 20.4%, that includes the concrete sports court as well? That's all included in that calculation?
Lord knows we're in tune with that definition, for sure.
Yeah, so if there's no other comments or questions, we'd like to see those plans and the calculation breakdown, just so, I can have a check of what was everything done here.
Can we schedule for an open meeting? And with the caveat of getting those?
yes,
Yeah, I don't see any reason why,
you definitely can do that.
I don't see any reason why we need a whole meeting to go over that without scheduling the open.
As long as it's
Yeah, given the
Back in
nature of,
60
sorry.
What's that?
As long as it's 2 stories, it comes back at 60 feet.
Right, well, yeah,
Yeah.
right. Exactly.
Well, no, we have supporting documents.
On the
Better-
mic.
We have supporting documentation for that. When you got the letter from the building department, he didn't refer us for a height variance or a story variance. Yeah, he only referred us for these 2 variances, and they have the full set of architecturals. So I can't imagine anything else arising, that would be a concern.
Essentially, the 2 doing are existing in a weird.
They are.
Kind of shifting stuff around.
Well,
As long as the calculations work out, it's the final result is pre-existing. Am I
That's correct.
correct on that? Yeah.
Right, that's correct.
Yeah, I would recommend, given the nature of the outstanding items, that you go ahead and schedule it for a public hearing, and then the applicant will just get those in the interim by the deadline, and you'll have them before you by the hearing.
So Noreen, what do we, with December right around the corner, and there's probably not going to be a meeting in December.
What is the date of the December
December meeting would be December 27th.
7th?
27th.
How does the,
Saturday.
yeah,
Huh?
Christmas is a Saturday.
No, it's a Sunday.
Oh, it's a Sunday. It's a Sunday.
yeah, it's a Sunday. How is the rest of the board feel about skipping the December meeting and then scheduling it for January?
I agree.
Yeah,
Gotta get closer to you, Mike.
thanks for clearing that. Yeah, so let's, if we can do that, we'll make a motion to schedule an open to the public.
The public hearing.
Can-
What's the January date on that, Noreen? Are you
At the
looking-
26th, I'm looking at right now.
I think the 24th, right? Isn't it Tuesday?
24th.
I'm sorry, 24th, yep.
So it would be January 24th.
What would be this?
I would have to look at the calendar I just did in the office so I can call you. So it's usually, looks like it would be January 3rd. Yeah, it's usually 3 weeks before the meeting. But I could have you the mailing list and everything early because I have an extra month on that. Thank you.
It's a lot of mailings, that's for sure.
So if there's no other comments or questions, can we, anyone like to make a motion to schedule a public hearing?
I'll make a motion to schedule a public hearing for this on January 24th. Also with the caveat that the plans are presented to us that we asked for review.
A second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone. Pleasure as always.
Your packets are always the best. Packets are always the best.
Oh,
It was right
wow,
there.
Thank you. That was a Thanksgiving gift. I appreciate that. Thank you.
That's,
Have a great Thanksgiving, Dave.
Have a good Thanksgiving,
Have a happy
David.
Thanksgiving.
Enjoy.
Happy Thanksgiving.
I think they're just okay.
But it's always so laid out perfectly. Whereas usually we get like
Oh,
five
Zach
different-
and I were switched. I didn't even look.
I know.
Good night. Good night.
Good night.
I just automatically
care.
sat on the end.
Just noticed his office for the first time.
No.
Where is it?
You don't look like an
Right on stage, right near McGarrett.
Hey, what's going on that we don't have any cases?
I'm
that time
not
of year.
sure.
I think it has a lot to do with just the holidays and
Well, the whole month of October, you wouldn't have anybody from the Hasidic community because they have so many holidays for October. So that slowed us down. But yeah, we didn't have September either. So,
everything else. A
Economy.
lot of the things we look at, people need loans.
no, I
I
know.
think that's
Interest
what it
rates are through
is.
the roof. And then
So-
all the other financial stuff, but I don't want to.
Planning board hasn't slowed down.
Yeah,
Those cases linger
cases
for
are
months
different,
and
though.
months.
Yeah, those go on a lot longer.
and those are people, those aren't people like us, like, heck.
Not individual
It's,
corporations.
they're not
I'm
going to
also
the planning
surprised
board.
that the Verizon hasn't returned.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
we've been
that's-
working,
that's the
he's
one-
there before the board, the planning
Planning board, right?
So they flew the
Okay.
balloon, nobody from this board responded. They did do the balloon test. They're interested in doing a site visit. So you need to let me know. And they submitted for the planning board, because submission day is tomorrow for planning board, December. They submitted a double packet, so they submitted everything with the balloon test and everything for you to have as well. I didn't bring them up tonight because I only got them today. So I don't know whether they'll be back. They possibly could be back for your January meeting with what they submitted for the planning board for December. But I know Dave and Ashley are going to have to be back in touch again regarding the shot clock because that's set for December 20th, which is the planning board meeting. So there's going to have to be an extension on that. Ashley mentioned it today. Make a note so that, because they'll be before the board on December 20th.
I don't anticipate that being a problem. David Kenny is he's a pretty easy guy to get along with.
Right. I mean, I have everything that he submitted today. He sent me in a Dropbox. I can include you on the email to get the whole Dropbox so you have it now. If you want the packet earlier, I can get it so that it's up in the bin. It's not a problem. Or Zach can run down to my office and grab the box now. if you want it tonight.
That whole shot clock, they were pretty flexible right from the get-go on that. It didn't seem to be as pressing as other ones.
Yeah. Well, a lot of times it works, it's in their interest to extend the shot clock also, because if the shot clock expires and they don't do anything about it in a very short period of time, they waive the right to bring it up. So they like kind of holding it over our heads, but not too strongly.
Yeah.
They'll have to start over.
They just want to make sure that everybody knows that we're moving and municipalities aren't just intentionally putting people into the wheel and never getting to a decision. So as long as they have an understanding that we're moving forward and there's no intentional delay, usually people will cooperate.
That's all I got to say on that.
Okay,
Okay?
We got 3 months of minutes.
yeah.
I was reading them, I was wondering where September and October were. I'm not joking,
Yeah,
there was a moment like, where's September?
Yeah, has everyone had a chance to go over the minutes?
Yes, I have.
So I guess we'll, June, I was able to go over them. Spectacular job.
Why, thank
You're
you.
welcome.
So John and Zach cannot vote on those. They were not present. But everybody else can vote. Sorry?
Still concur with you. Spectacular job.
Thank you.
Steve, did you have a chance to
did, yeah.
do that? So, you guys down here?
I did.
Yeah,
Did you?
I'm good.
So what are we going to just vote that they're accurate?
Agree to what I've typed, then
I
you just
think-
make a motion to approve them.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to approve the meetings for June 28th.
Second the motion?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Moving on to July, another spectacular job.
Why, thank you.
You're welcome.
John can vote on those, Marcy cannot, and Zach cannot.
So well written.
I try very hard.
Yes.
Make a motion to approve the minutes for the August 23rd, 2022
Oh,
meeting.
July 26th.
July, I'm looking at
July.
August.
July 26, 2020.
July 26th, 2022.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Abstain.
Moving on to August. Not as well done as the last 2 months,
Oh,
but
okay. I'll work on that.
to move,
Steve and John cannot vote. Zach can vote if you need him.
okay.
I don't think we need him, though.
Everyone had a chance to review
Did
those?
you review
Yes.
them? Oh, he reviewed them, so he can vote.
Expect nothing less. You're welcome. So, anyone like to I'd like to make a motion to approve the August 23rd, 2022 minutes.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Ew.
I believe that that wraps up tonight's business.
So we are definitely postponing, we are canceling December 27th.
All right, that's,
Okay?
Yep.
I will post that. Rest of you just get the rest of your,
I make a motion, oh, I'm sorry.
I just need to make sure you all get your credits in. We have
I'll
5
see you
weeks
tomorrow.
left to get the credits in.
I make a motion to close the meeting.
Second that.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.